All right, boys and girls, we are going to read chapter 10 of Save Me a Seat. We're actually going to read chapters 10, 11, and 12. When we left off, Robbie was very excited about school because they were going to start math. He felt that math was a strong subject of his and that he was really going to be able to impress his new teacher, Mrs. Beam, as well as the other students. So chapter 10 is titled Joe, but I'm betting we're going to find out what happens with Robbie and the math in chapter 11. Chapter 10, Joe. Please don't call on me. Please don't call on me. Please don't call on me, I think. But I can feel Mrs. Beam's head turning my way. I groan. I have a feeling I know where this is heading. I sure hope Miss Frost remembered to tell Mrs. Beam about my APD. Nobody knew anything was wrong with me until I started school. The first week of kindergarten, I spent most of my time hiding in the coat closet with my hands over my ears. My teacher, Miss Kane, thought I was homesick, but that wasn't it at all. I didn't want to go home. I just couldn't handle the noise. Turns out I have something called APD, which stands for Auditory Processing Disorder. It means I have trouble listening. I'm not deaf. I can hear just fine. In fact, in a way, the problem is that my hearing is too good, which is why I go to Miss Frost. She gives me exercises to help my ears and my brain agree about what to listen to and what to tune out. She also has M&Ms in her office, peanut ones, and she lets me eat as many as I want. Miss Frost understands what's going on, but pretty much nobody else does. They don't understand how hard it is for me to follow directions when the electric pencil sharpener is going, or the door keeps slamming, or I'm worrying about whether someone is about to sneak up behind me and do something mean. They also don't understand how much I hate to be put on the spot, like when a teacher calls on me. As Mrs. Beam turns my way, I slide down in my seat. Even if she knows about my APD, it doesn't mean I'm safe. Sometimes teachers think they're doing you a favor by treating you like you're no different than anyone else. The thing is, I am different. I slide down even further in my seat, as low as I can go without falling out. All I care about is not getting called on. It's not that I can't do math. Actually, I'm pretty good at it. But standing up in front of the class makes me nervous. When I get nervous, I forget what I'm doing and make mistakes. Turns out today is my lucky day, though, because the new kid shoots his hand straight up in the air like an arrow. He's wearing another white polo shirt buttoned all the way up. Even the sleeves have been ironed flat. They're stiff and stick out funny like little wings. His desk is covered with a bunch of junk, including some shiny new mechanical pencils, which Dylan keeps eyeballing with a klepto gleam. Mrs. Beam looks right at me. At least I think she's looking at me. But then she calls on the new kid instead. Whew, that was close. Chapter 11, Robbie. Ravy, asked Mrs. Beam, would you like to come up to the board? This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, ma'am, Mrs. Beam, I say quickly, correcting myself. In my hurry to get up, my knee bangs against my desk and all my school supplies fall to the floor. I don't want to miss my chance to show off my math skills, so I quickly bend down to pick up my things. My glasses start to slip down my nose, but before I can push them up, something hard hits my forehead. It's Joe Sylvester's head. Why has he done this? Bumped me with his rock-hard head. Can't he see I'm trying to collect my stuff? I rub my forehead as he rubs his. His giant foot is stepping on my name card. Bigfoot, I mutter under my breath. Dylan hears me and laughs. That's rich, he says. Bigfoot just sits there like a lump, but Dylan gets right down on the floor beside me and helps me pick up the rest of my things. I thank him for his help, then take a deep breath and straighten my back. I'm not going to allow anything to spoil this moment. This is my time to shine. I march up to the front of the classroom, take the blue marker from Mrs. Beam's hand, and face the whiteboard. I look at the first problem, 23 times 13. I close my eyes, and then the answer comes to me in a flash, 299. But I'm not going to blurt it out and take a bow. I'm going to show Mrs. Beam something she has never seen before. What you are about to witness is pure magic. A secret handed down from ancient times, I say with confidence. There is complete silence in the classroom. I think Mrs. Beam's jaw has just dropped. Take your time, I warn myself. I write the two numbers, one below the other, in blue marker. Then, with a red marker, I draw an arrow connecting the last digits of both the numbers. 3 times 3 is 9, I say aloud, writing 9 in the ones place with the blue marker. Then I pick up a green marker and draw 2 arrows like a cross. 2 times 3 plus 3 times 1 is 9. I use blue again to write 9 in the tens place. I look at the class. No one is moving. My plan is working perfectly. I draw an orange arrow connecting the tens digits of both the numbers and then pick up the blue marker again to write 2 in the hundreds place. The answer is 299, I proclaim, underlining the answer 3 times in purple, then replacing the cap on the marker with a satisfying click. Everyone is staring, shell-shocked at the board, amazed by what I have just done. Dylan Samreen grins and winks at me. I think he is impressed. This performance has not impressed Mrs. Beam as well. Nothing will. Ravi, she says very slowly, looking at all the arrows on the board. Your answer is correct, and your method is very colorful, but? What can she mean, but? We do things a little differently here, she goes on, giving me that pity look again. Next time, we don't need to see the arrows. Just the numbers will do. The purple marker slips from my hand, falling to the floor. First, my manners are too Indian for her, and now my math. What will the next humiliation be, I wonder, as I walk back to my desk? As if in answer to my question, I suddenly feel my feet go out from under me. I have tripped over something, and when I fall, my glasses go skidding across the floor. What's the matter with you, Pud? Dylan calls out. Why did you trip the new kid like that? What have I done to disturb this? I haven't said a word to Bigfoot or Joe or Pudding or whatever his name is. First, he bumps my head, and now he trips me with his giant foot. Oh my goodness, are you hurt, Ravy? Mrs. Beam asks, rushing over to where I'm lying on the floor. I want to, 1, show Joe Sylvester what I think of him and his giant foot. 2, tell Mrs. Beam the only thing that is hurting is my pride. 3, shout at the top of my voice, my name is not Ravy. But here's what I do instead. Bite my tongue, pick myself up, go and get my glasses. Appa's advice has gotten me nowhere. I am right back where I started. The only difference is that now, thanks to Bigfoot, I have a bump on my forehead and a huge shoe print on my name card. Chapter 12, Joe. When Mrs. Beam calls on the new kid to come up to the board to do the first problem, he jumps out of his seat like a jack-in-the-box on a spring. His glasses slide down his nose and all the stuff on his desk goes flying, including his name card, which lands on the floor beside my desk. Ravy? Mrs. Beam has been calling him Ravy, but when he introduced himself earlier, I'm pretty sure he said his name was Ravi, with the accent on the second syllable. As I reach down to pick up the card, he reaches for it at the same time, and we bump heads. Ouch! Dylan gets down on the floor to help Ravi pick up his stuff, but I know what he's really up to. Quick as a flash, he puts one of those mechanical pencils down the front of his pants. When Ravi finally makes it to the front of the class to solve the problem, he draws a bunch of crazy-looking arrows on the board, each in a different color. I think it looks cool, but Mrs. Beam isn't impressed. He seems pretty bummed out after that. I don't see what the difference is as long as he gets the right answer. Then, as if things weren't bad enough, Dylan sticks his foot out and trips him. That's a Dylan Samreen's specialty, kicking a person when they're already down. He tries to pin it on me, but anyone with half a brain would see through that. How could I trip him from 10 feet away? My legs are long, but they're not that long. While Robbie goes to get his glasses and Mrs. Beam tries to decide whether she needs to call the school nurse, Dylan reaches back and swipes another one of Robbie's mechanical pencils. I feel bad for Robbie. I could definitely give him some pointers. Like, for instance, not to leave his stuff lying around, and to watch out for winking. Dylan always winks when he's up to no good. Maybe at lunch Robbie and I will sit at the same table again. I wouldn't mind. His clothes are flat, and his lunchbox is weird. But other than that, he seems okay.